Welcome back to Put You On. My name is Michael. I'm here with my dad.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike.
And today we are listening to Dawn FM by The Weeknd. I hesitate on the name there.
Dawn, go away, I'm no good for you.
You did not like his last album we did recently.
Yes. True.
After Hours.
True statement.
I didn't want to wait too long though, regardless, to do this because I think I told you in that one they were kind of not too far apart and they were sort of connected in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I read from the comments people saying it's a trilogy. Try not to read too much into it.
Well, he has an original trilogy.
Yeah.
This one is just a dual album.
But I mean, I got from what folks were saying that it, as a one-off or just listening to it like that, there were many people that said, yeah, me neither, or it took a revisit. So I don't, I do remember like going through the video and looking at it and saying, oh, well, if he could sing like that, that would be the thing
and there was
there
was a few that you were like, okay, this I get, this I like a lot.
Right.
But most of that one was very experimental in a lot of ways. Not experimental, but just his voice was pitched different ways, and
which is new for me. Dark in terms of sound.
Yeah.
And excuse me, guys, I am dealing with a little bit of a head cold, but yeah, that whole concept of trying something new as an artist, as opposed to just something tried and true.
Yeah,
it's a little bit hard to grasp how you are willing to take it. But again, reading from the comments, you guys gave me lots of history to read and say, well, it's because of the record label and this and that. And look, I get it. It's just that sitting here sonically trying to say like, what am I hearing? And is it, does it feel good? Does it make sense? With your help.
So this was part of the reason why I felt influenced is because he made a post today stating that it's about to be the anniversary. So when we release this, it'll be the 1 year mark. January 6th of this album.
Okay.
So it came out right at the beginning of last year.
Wow.
Last year.
2022.
Yeah, it was the first big album of 2022, January 6th. So this will come out right at the 1 year anniversary. So I loved After Hours, the one we did, the one that you weren't crazy about, and that was a weird thing because I loved that album so much when it came out. That was like one of my favorites of his. And then when this one came out, I liked it a lot. I really liked it. It's just one that has grown significantly more on me over time. And,
why?
Well, now I think that I like it. I actually know for sure that I like it more than After Hours.
Why?
I don't want to spoil too much about it. I think this one, well, After Hours was conceptual. Remember, it was like the drug trip, and then like he kind of almost dies, and then he kind of has like a rebirth, and he was like beat up on the album cover, if you remember.
Yeah. Oh shit.
He's like an old man.
Oh my gosh.
Like very, very old man. It's really cool makeup work there for the album cover.
Wow.
He actually did a release show the day this album came out on Amazon, where he was like playing the album live for people in like this little club type environment. It was like maybe like 50 people in there, 100 people. He had like this full makeup on, like he was completely aged to like an old man. So
and no one knew it was him, or they did?
No, they did. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But this is also another conceptual record. But in my opinion, I think that the concept of this one is a little more thorough and a little more like understandable, because I think After Hours has a concept, but I think it's a little looser. Like there's still just some randomness to it. But I think this one is a little more compact, a little more straight line.
It looks very haunting, the cover picture.
Yeah, and the background is like super, super dark. And you could even see like a glimmer of light kind of behind him. But
yeah. And
his face looks very like kind of sad or like confused, or the first one he looks defeated, like where the After Hours one, right? He has like beat up, he looks like out of it, defeated. This one is a little different facial expression. He's a little more,
it's not like he's not at peace.
It's a little kind of
almost like I feel like he's looking off into the future and almost a little bit scared.
I think
that's what it looks like.
I think that's a good jump off point.
Okay. All right.
So the intro track is the title track. It's called Dawn FM.
Oh, okay.
This part I do alone. I'll take my lead, I'll take my lead on this road. All alone.
Sounds very dramatic, epic, like lots of production.
You are
going
now
on.
listening to 103.5
Jim Carrey?
Dawn
Yeah.
FM. You've been in the dark for way too long. It's time to walk into the light and accept your fate with open arms. Scared? Don't worry. We'll be there to hold your hand and guide you through this painless transition. But what's the rush? Just relax and enjoy another hour of commercial-free music on 103.5 Dawn FM. Stay tuned.
He's so good. It's almost like it reminded me of when he was the weatherman on that.
Yeah.
He does so much.
Yeah.
So very epic start, like, almost like announcing, something
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
And
I like the like radio vibe. Like
birds chirping in the beginning.
Yep.
Then some organ sounds.
this is the first full length track, and it's called Gasoline.
It's 5 a.m. my time again. I've soaken up the moon, can't sleep.
Getting a Bowie vibe.
It's 5 a.m.
Yeah, this
my
is like
time again.
probably the
I'm
lowest he
calling
goes
you, know it's
in
me.
his register.
Never heard it.
No,
like that.
not yet.
I'm pushing myself further, I'm just trying to feel my heartbeat beat. I'm dozing off to REM, I'm trying not to lose my faith.
Clever. Losing My Religion was a big REM hit.
You spin me around so I can breathe.
Spin Me Right Round was an 80s
It's
hit.
only
Yeah.
safe for you and me. I know you won't let me OD. And if I finally die in peace, just wrap my body in these sheets and pour out the gasoline. The only thing I understand is your sum of tenderness. Oh baby, please just hold me close, make me believe there's more to live. Around, 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 around we go. In this game called life, we are nothing. It don't mean much to me.
I can't figure him out. He's tough to nail down in terms of what I'm hearing. So much. So now thinking about him having 6 albums, not one has been like the other. I can't tell if it's a character that he's singing about, or is it revealing something about himself? He's doing this makeup on this to make him look different. I really can't put my finger on.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't. You don't need to try to break down the.
No, it's just
The concept is going to.
it's
unfold
very
slowly.
interesting
Yeah.
how successful, how wildly popular he is from your age base for something so complex. That's what still astounds me. Even after reading all your comments of folks going back or saying, "Oh, help me with a bad breakup," or I'm really excited about that because I just love that music overall can do that. I mean, there's songs that'll never leave you. Will, no matter what age you are in the future, you'll always think back on those songs when you were younger, or things that you were younger you thought you liked, and then you get older, your taste change. This guy is right in the middle of a very popular time of music in terms of being able to be this creative.
Yeah.
And I just can't put my finger on it. Meaning it's pleasant enough for me to hear, but it could have been a song that was a blip in the 80s and never was a hit. Like, it has no, other than that that verse of wrap me up my sheets and pour gasoline.
Yeah.
There's very little else to it in terms of catchiness or it really is just something he's
I'll say that's that track is probably the strangest it gets.
okay.
Whereas After Hours, that strangeness was throughout. This one definitely just kicks off with that. I still don't want to say too much because there's a really good
that's okay.
Concept here, but
Okay.
that's one also that when I first listened through the album, I didn't get and wasn't feeling. It was throwing me off with the voices and the everything. But that is one that again, I've said it so many times. At multiple listens, I enjoy a lot more. But that was one I first listened that was very hard to catch a groove to, or
just
something. Track 3 is called "How Do I Make You Love Me."
I'm trying, sir.
He's talking to you.
Weeknd. Oh yeah, this is
I love the production.
like I should be dancing.
We're going back in time. I'd like to see you try unpacking thoughts through tunnels in your mind.
This is his clear voice. Like,
And cross the restless sea.
Mushroom tea? I've never heard of that.
Yep.
It's a thing?
It
Shit.
doesn't faze you. I need a breakthrough. I only want what's right in front of me. How do I make you love me?
We were there was a lot of this back then, man. I mean, he has to have been a fan of this time. Yeah. Again, so I wasn't kidding. I mean, this is like listening, to something from the 80s.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, so I don't know if he's using it to his advantage by maybe kind of introducing you guys of the younger age to stuff that sounded like very experimental. Like when, there was a time moving away from the disco and venturing into, all these, I mean, there was so many bands like this, whether it was Kajagoogoo or, no, I'm serious. There were bands like that. Flock of Seagulls.
Yeah.
Dead or Alive. Even Rick, where the people say they got Rick rolled.
Oh, Rick Astley.
Yeah, it's all very, Mom loves this stuff.
So I'm going to let this transition into Take My Breath, which was the lead single from this album.
Yeah, this is all bringing dance back. Now that's a nice ending. Yeah, okay. Wicked. Oh, yeah. Gotta get my orange pants back out.
Take my breath. the fire in your eyes.
But somebody just gets you going. It could be J-Lo. He's all over the place.
You tell me things you wanna try. I know temptation is the devil in disguise. You risk it all to feel alive. Yeah. You're offering yourself to me like sacrifice. You said you do this all the time. Tell me you love me, I'll bring you to the light. It's like a dream, what she feels with me. She loves to be on the edge. Her fantasy is okay with me. Then suddenly, baby says, take my breath away and make it last forever, babe. Do it now or never, babe. Take my breath away. Nobody does it better, babe. Bring me closer.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. Shit. I didn't expect that. Oh, intoxicating.
Take my breath away and make it last forever, babe. Do it now or never, babe. Take my breath away. Nobody does it better, babe. Bring me close together, babe. Take my breath.
Come on, Mike. I know you're holding back.
Take my breath.
I think my neck's gonna snap.
Yeah. The chair's about to break.
Bring me close together, babe. Take my breath.
Okay. Guilty pleasure there. I am pretty much, I love my hard rock, but that was funky.
Yeah.
That was funky. That brought me disco lights, disco floor.
I had to take the jacket off. I was
Yeah,
sweating through
woo. Calm down.
that shit. I love that. I love the long.
That
break
was a
there with
good
the-
one. It took me
with the dark
yeah.
build and the vocals and
No, that had every color of the disco floor, and you just sweaty.
so that's
and,
like
woof.
I would imagine. I don't know what you were feeling there, but that feeling of like darkness and grooviness, that is like I think what most Weeknd fans are hooked to him for.
Okay.
Like that environment of, he could bring you somewhere very,
Yeah,
very
I-
spacey and dark. and-
I'm not kidding. I got a little goosebump.
Yeah.
Because I was getting into the groove,
but it kind of.
but then that sound of like the breath, I guess it was either him or the girl breathing, or
Yeah.
I imagined the girl, like I imagined them, they were having sex, and ooh, it was naughty.
yeah,
It was good.
that's such a great track. It's such a great groove.
Yeah, and I'm still letting myself go now, realizing this is what he's working with. He's working with this 80s sound here for
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
on every track so far. There's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to say that was the best one so far.
Great hook too.
Take
Super
my
catchy.
breath. That was nice the way he did it.
And he's using now those high pitched vocals to like fill into the melody, like the like he's kind of fitting these elements into this like dance pop now. The next one is called Sacrifice. So I'm just gonna keep letting them transition into
Okay.
each other. Oh, that's very Michael Jackson, huh?
I was born in a city where the winter nights don't ever sleep. So this life's always with me. The ice inside my veins will never bleed. Love. Love. I don't wanna sacrifice my love, my time.
I like that chorus. I like those lyrics.
It's very much like tuning to 103.5 FM. Like
Yeah.
You always knew between the pop songs and the hard rock was this station, and you could just go to that.
Just let it ride.
I mean, he's even borrowing. Most of these guys were British, breakthroughs. It's amazing to me. I mean, it's hard not to love this. I mean, the past 3 songs have been,
and the energy is
the energy level is banging.
High.
I mean, there's no. I mean, he's keeping it full tilt right now.
That's what I remember the first time hearing it, because the first time I heard it was cool at midnight, like when the album came out at midnight. He started his live stream on Amazon, so everyone could watch him in the makeup performing the songs for these people in like this isolate location.
Okay,
so like everyone was watching along.
Is that on video?
Yeah, you go watch the whole thing. It's awesome.
Because I don't know, watching him in that look.
Yeah, it's creepy as hell.
I mean, I can't even.
It's cool.
How does that come across?
But I remember like the stride feeling starting to hit me. Like I was like, I don't even know what these songs are called because I was just watching. But I was like, the past like 10 minutes.
It almost doesn't matter what the title is or anything.
It's just
right?
The energy is so high.
And if I remember correctly, the first album, I couldn't wait to get to the next song too.
Yeah.
Right? It was like, I was like, oh, keep it going. This is great.
Well, you weren't crazy about the first album.
No?
No. Are you forgetting because of how good this is? After Hours, you did not like at all.
Again, I'm genuinely surprised at his range of appeal and his interest.
That's why I think it was important to do this one not too separated from the last one.
Not to put him on my con list.
It's called A Tale by Quincy. So this is Quincy Jones himself
speaking on it.
Just he gave a passage for the album, just speaking on something about his life.
That's it. Looking back now, I didn't know what it was supposed to be. And it's like raising kids, man. If you weren't raised, you don't know how to raise, you know? I just did the best thing I could with them because they know fucking well I loved them. But I did do the best I could. Whenever I got too close to the woman, I would cut her off. Part of that was vindictive and partially based on fear. But it was also totally subconscious. Looking back is a bitch, isn't it?
I think this will feed more into the theme of looking back on past memories and pleasant or unpleasant, and kind of reconciling with them in the present moment. So the next track is called Out of Time. It became a big hit after the album. It wasn't a single, but I think it became a big hit off the album after it came out.
He's got a very hearty laugh. All these stylings, the bass, the echoey. Think it over.
I've been working on me, baby.
Oh yeah, it sounds so Michael.
There's so much trauma in my life. I've been so cold to the ones who love me, baby. I look back now and I realize. Remember when I held you? You take me with your drowning eyes to stay.
There's still more music to come before you're completely engulfed in the blissful embrace of that little light you see in the distance. Soon you'll be healed, forgiven, and refreshed, free from all trauma, pain, guilt, and shame. You may even forget your own name. But before you dwell in that house forever, here's 30 minutes of easy listening to some slow tracks on 103.5 Dawn FM.
Pretty middle of the road.
No, that's my
Yeah,
favorite.
pretty, you know, and again, because it's very 80s feeling for me, I could easily just, you know, say, okay, yeah, that was it was a nice little ditty.
harsh line in the sand here between us.
Sorry.
I love that song. His voice
Yeah,
is
it's
buttery
not,
smooth.
it is. It's
soulful. It's beautiful.
No doubt.
It's got the classic, you know, pretty swirling keys and
Yeah, I agree.
no.
No, I agree. I agree. That's all there.
It's so good.
That's
so
all
good.
there.
Very like a human nature-y
Human nature, yeah.
production
Yeah.
with the
That's all there.
high-pitched keys and stuff.
That's all there. I agree.
It's great. It's great.
It just
Again,
was
personal
like an
bias.
it was an easy listen for me. It didn't really challenge me in any way as a listener.
You don't want to be challenged. You do want to be challenged. Make up your mind, man. Come on. I'm trying. This next one's called Here We Go Again, featuring Tyler, the Creator, who you know very well
he's
now. You've heard
everywhere.
most of his albums.
Strike a pose with my kinfolk. Front page of the billboard, suit and tie, cigar smokes. Macallan shots till it burned throats. We still celebrating Super Bowl. Catalog looking legendary. Ring froze like it's February. EXO, that's a mercenary. This baby girl, she a movie star. Baby girl, she a movie star. Told myself that I'd never fall, but here we go again. Ooh, here we go again. Life's a dream, 'cause it's never what it seems. But you'd rather love and lost with tears than never love at all. So here we go again.
Although this love is strong to me, some things can change, go wrong with me. We don't know how it's going to be. Forever is too long to me. We don't need the government involved because we like to touch. You gon' sign this prenup. You gon' sign this prenup.
Here we go again. Life's a dream, 'cause it's never what it seems. But you'd rather love and lost with tears than never.
The vibrato in this song is very Michael.
So here we go again.
FM. This is good. I mean, I like the little concept there at the end of the past couple songs with
Yeah.
Jim Carrey and now.
Yeah. That's a very pretty.
yeah.
He has that sort of like flow thing
Little bit
that you
going
heard on After Hours a little, where
yeah.
he's kind of rapping a little more, but still with the melody.
I like still celebrating Super Bowl, obviously his performance, right?
Yeah, because this happened after that.
Right.
After Hours was like before that. So
Very cool.
yeah, and Tyler has a nice little
Yeah, came in
verse
good.
there. It kind of fits the like kind of flow of the.
Yeah, but
like there's
with-
no beat to that. There's no kick to that song. Like
No,
kick
but
or
I couldn't
drums.
imagine. Weeknd delivering it quite as strong. Like it needed that right there.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
he went the way he did that,
yeah.
you know, with that flow.
I love the hook too. It's just
yeah.
so light and
And he gave him just enough of a feature to make it feel cool.
Yeah.
Like, but the vibrato in his voice is right there. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's-
with on the level of Michael. It's
gorgeous. Yeah. The next track is called Best Friends.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
like when he does that. He does that really well.
Yeah, little ad libs.
Yeah.
Oh, what we got, baby, what we got is secure. Been a part of toxic love. It tore us apart. Things you want. You're my best friend now. You're my best friend now. Oh, I love it when we climax, and I will never burn you. I can never hurt you if we do it like that. Don't try to take it further. Focus on the venture. Getting a little sidetracked, catching little feelings. Thought we had arrangements. I'm not looking for. You're my best friend now. You're my best friend now. Oh, I don't want to be responsible for your heart if we fall. 'Cause I get clumsy and tear it apart. I love you so, but we can't get close. You're my best friend now. You're my best friend now.
Have to stop it here because the transition is fantastic. So
I really like that one.
yeah,
A really great combination of lyric and sound together. They matched perfectly for the feeling. Great lyrics.
that one has the flow, but his melodies are still
Has the flow,
Da-da-da.
his melody, his voice, the lyrics, the beat. I really like that one a lot.
Yeah, I that's one
That was strong.
That one's grown on me probably more than most. Like the more I go back, I think that one starts to stand out. So the next track is called "Is There Someone Else?"
I felt it creeping up every day. Baby, right from the start, I know that look you give when we're fighting. We're fighting. 'Cause I used to be the one who was lying. Oh, lying. Oh, is there someone else or not? 'Cause I wanna keep you close. I don't deserve someone loyal to me. Don't you think I see? And I don't want to be a prisoner to who I used to be. I swear I changed my ways for the better, the better. Is there someone else or not? Ooh, or not?
Got another transition coming, so I'll stop it there.
Yeah, again, just very that again back to, I could feel it as easily as just being a release.
Yeah.
I hate to keep saying it, but it is his choice to have done the album this way. So it is very synth and lyric, middle of the road. Again, just very straightforward. Not a lot happening with his voice, not a lot happening with the music. I think that's a sample. It sounded like how that begins, that song?
I don't
Take
think
on
so.
Me. No,
But I could be wrong.
it was reminiscent of that. And again,
Okay.
it's all still very 80s ish.
yeah.
So, I mean, when he does it, and I get it. He's asking the question, and
Yeah. I love that sample. I don't know what the sample is, but I love the
okay,
pitched up sample I like that in the background with his vocals on top of it. I think it's a nice contrast. His producer confirmed that it's not a sample, but Abel's own vocals that he pitched up and worked into the beat. He's saying, "Baby, if you're coming for me, girl, baby, don't ever come before me. Don't let me go, don't let me go." And that's pitched up and sped up and put into the beat. That's pretty cool. He kind
Yeah.
of like sampled himself.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
when people do that. I thought that was like an old song that he sampled, but the next one is called Starry Eyes.
I only met you in my dreams.
Yeah, that was a good transition.
Yeah. Super
When I
smooth.
was young and alone in the world, you were there when I needed someone to call my girl. And now you're my reality, and I wanna feel you close. But you're defeated, baby, broken, hurt.
Kind of like continues directly from. It's like an outro, sort of.
Yeah, and I mean, it does going back at the very end when Quincy says, you know, looking back sucks, don't it?
Yeah.
You know, he does a lot of
Reminiscing.
that, and you know, I mean, I think he's too young to be.
Well, cover.
Yeah, it's weird.
Think of the cover.
Again,
Let me
it's,
be there, let me be there for your heart.
such a beautiful voice. I mean,
Yeah.
his
Let me love you like
ability
you
to
need.
jiggle.
Yeah, I know.
It's called vibrato,
And I'll
right?
make
Yeah.
it- Make it my responsibility. I'll be there every step.
It's like taking the word and making it new.
I'll get you back on your feet. Baby, break me. Get me to the curb. Oh.
Yeah, I like that one.
It's kind of like a little come down. Like it's kind of like an outro, sort of, to that last track.
Yeah, I could tell, like, so these last few have been, you know, definitely one bleeding into the next.
Yeah.
He's definitely on a roll, but a different kind of roll.
Not a beat rhythm.
Not an up
More
roll.
of a
This is more of a,
downbeat rhythm.
yeah, you were there when I needed you. Now I'm here. You can do what you want. Kick me to the curb.
Also, you made an interesting comment saying that
Looking back.
he's too young to be looking back. And the
Well,
cover is.
I meant,
No, I'm saying
yeah, yes.
the cover is him.
And I realized I
as
didn't
an old
mean that
man.
he's too young to be looking back, but I feel like he's,
No, I'm saying I think that's an
yeah, he's
interesting-
too old. He's too old to be looking back that young. If you know what I mean.
Oh, like to be reminiscing on
like it was
a
so
young
long
love,
ago.
like
yes,
a 20s love. when
Yes,
you're-
yes. When you're
Yeah.
not that far removed.
But I do think purposely he's kind of going back on things.
So there's still
due
more
to
to
the-
be revealed.
Yeah. The next track is called "Every Angel Is Terrifying."
Who, if I cried out, would hear me among the angels' order, even if they pressed me against their heart, I'd be consumed.
Cinema like you've never seen it before. The exotic, bizarre, and beautiful world of Afterlife. And this is your invitation to enter. Critics say Afterlife makes your current life look like a total comatose snooze fest. It's action-packed. The future of everyone's fate. Nigel and Frank call it a classic. Arthur Flemminger says,
I can't keep my eyes off the screen.
I didn't expect it to be a, tongue in cheek.
Yeah, it's like
Thing.
a commercial break in the.
I thought it was going to be a song about angels, especially with the felt like a little scary music type of synth.
Yeah, and some weird vocals too, like off-putting vocals. That's funny though. It's like a radio, because it's like the radio station.
Right,
It's like a
right.
like a little radio ad,
Yep.
but
Yep.
they're advertising.
His other album.
No, After Hours was.
Oh.
Yeah, they're talking about literal afterlife,
Oh.
saying like how amazing it is and trying to get you to
Yeah.
get there to the
I
afterlife.
couldn't take my eyes off it.
This one's called "Don't Break My Heart."
I see you drowning in the purple lights, diamonds shining bright. I see every eyes on you. You snatch my soul, I'm crucified. I feel paralyzed. I'm so mesmerized by you. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. Don't let me down. Please, don't you
indistinguishable voice.
Yeah.
Take it anymore, take it anymore. I can't take another heartbreak, or I'll end it all. And the girl I used to love, we broke up in the club, and I almost died in the discotheque. And now I know she wasn't right for me. I don't know if I can take it anymore.
Felt like a good slow jam.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle on that one.
Like I would have liked that a little slower.
Yeah, like more ballady.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one's just okay for me. It's like, yeah, I think if it was slower, you could feel the emotion a little more. Maybe
felt like the quickness of it was
just kind of keeps you like in the middle.
Yeah.
Another feature here, another rap feature. This one's called "I Heard You're Married," featuring Lil Wayne. So.
When I tell you I've heard hundreds of songs like this, I'm not kidding. I mean, they're just out there.
The way you hypnotize me, I could tell you've been in control. You manifested this, but girl, I blame myself. Things I should've known. I heard you're married, girl. And I knew that this was too good to be true. Ooh, I heard you're married, girl. If you don't love him, then do yourself a favor and just leave him. Your number in my phone, I'm gon' delete it. I can't be with you, no, I can't be with you. You're too deceiving, girl.
Can't be your savage, that shit ain't fly, bitch. Can't be your pilot, can't be your private. Make me your obvious. If I ain't your husband, I can't be your hybrid. I heard you married. I bet he treat you like Virgin Mary. You like it dirty and I'm dirty Harry. Like fuck that, where the love at? Tell hubby I kill him, no hubcap.
I heard you're married, girl. I knew that this was too good to be true. I can't be with you, no, I can't be with you. You're too deceiving, girl.
I was too long for that little bit of
It's
lyric.
way too long.
It almost felt like that should have been Lil Wayne with The Weeknd as a feature.
Yeah,
Like let Weeknd do
the little hook.
I Can't Be With You and let Lil Wayne take over.
Even still, I'm not crazy about that song at all, and I also think there really is just no point for Lil Wayne there. Like it just
well,
to me it just
saved
seems very pointless.
It saved it. It saved whatever
else was going on.
Yeah, it saved whatever interest. I mean, it gave me the only interesting
because you're
part.
just waiting for him to.
Yeah, because it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, he has it's a good flow. Good
Yeah, no,
lyrics.
he's great, but the song overall is just
weak.
yeah. Next one's called "Less Than Zero."
Remember, I was your hero. Yeah, I'd wear your heart like a symbol. I couldn't save you from my darkest truth of all. I know I'll always be less than zero. 'Cause I can't get it out of my head. No, I can't shake this feeling that crawls in my bed. I try to hide it, but I know you know me. I try to fight it, but I'd rather be free. Oh, yeah.
This is like that blinding lights type
In the middle.
grandness, you know, like stadium
Oh, yeah.
sound. That's how I always
You were
feel it.
just like me before. Now you rather leave me than to watch me die in your arms. I'll always be less than zero. You tried your best with me, I know.
I swear I could have been ABBA.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that was pure pop.
Yeah, it's so good though.
It's good, but come on, man. Is he like?
No, stop it.
Okay, let's leave it at that. It's good. If this was 1987, I mean,
Yeah, but that fully contradicts what you were saying at the beginning.
I know, but it's like I don't. It's either like I just can't figure him out. I mean, on the one hand, I feel like, is he all about modern?
Again, you try to
Not
do this.
hip-hop.
You
I
try to
know.
like sum it up into like,
Yeah,
he
I
is
know.
this, but he's not.
Okay, so right, so that song is like probably every other ABBA song I've ever heard, all the way to with the lilting, da 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 da, and then I can't get you.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fun.
yeah, it's
It's great.
great. I don't know, man.
You personally don't like that style of a song.
I
That's it.
do like I love ABBA, but what are we doing? Like, come on,
What do you mean? What are we doing?
Like, is he? There's too much borrowing. It just feels like, are you cutting edge?
No, don't see. You get into this thing where you're like, do I care? It's like, you know what I mean? If you just don't like the song, then.
But I do. That's the thing.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This is pure pop to
Yeah.
me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is that what he is?
You keep doing the same thing
I
I said not
know.
to do. What is he? Who is he? He's a musician. He's making music. He makes straightforward pop songs. He makes darker songs.
That was a very good, straightforward pop song.
There you go. Much better. The final track is called Phantom Regret by Jim.
You're tuned to Dawn FM, the middle of nowhere on your dial. So sit back and unpack. You may be here a while. Now that all future plans have been postponed, and it's time to look back on the things you thought you owned, do you remember them well? Were you high or just stoned? If the pain's living on when your body's long gone, and your phantom regret hasn't let it go yet, you may not have died in the way that you must. All specters are haunted by their own lack of trust. But you could be there by the end of this song, where the weekend's so good and he plays all week long. Bang a gong, get it on. And if your broken heart's heavy when you step on the scale, you'll be lighter than air when they pull back the veil. Consider the flowers, they don't try to look right. They just open their petals and turn to the light. You gotta be heaven to see heaven. May peace be with you.
Lovely, lovely poem.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very well done.
So, this album, Dawn FM, is supposed to be a station, a radio station, something that plays in, I mean, people might call it different things, but Purgatory pretty much is pretty much what this album is. Hence, if you go back now and listen to a lot of things Jim was saying, like you may forget your name, or just sit back and wait and relax, try to unwind. Hence a lot of the reminiscing and regretting that he's doing, and a lot of the looking back and a lot of the thinking back of things that he did wrong or relationships that he had. Hence the cover of him being an old man, sort of in this abyss. So this is supposed to be like he did die at the end of After Hours because of all the drugs and everything. And now he's sort of in this in-between space between heaven and hell and kind of fighting that balance. So
Clever.
Yeah. And then, you know, you have Jim Carrey sort of,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess you could, I mean, I kind of like that
He
it's a
played
little,
God.
yeah, I like that it's a little open interpretation. Like if you are someone that's very religious, you know, he could be that voice of God, or he could be the voice of, you know, voice of your own conscience in this time, trying to figure out things. So I like that there's a little bit of, you know, your own ideas you could bring to it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, in terms of the scheme then of the album, you know, okay, he went to a place where he's there and thinking back on you know, being with this, just times, you know, just thinking of times.
Yeah.
Phantom regret, right?
Yeah.
Is like phantom is fake, right? It's like it doesn't exist.
It's a shadow. It's
so it's like this false regret, right?
Yeah.
Phantom regret. You've got regret, but is it really? It's like phantom.
And also, what purpose is it serving you?
Right. It's something that you're
doing it to
our mind.
Yeah. You're beating yourself.
Yeah. We're the only ones that do this.
I will say that it's definitely like heavily front loaded with a lot of like high energy, like songs like Dawn FM, Gasoline, Make You Love Me, Take My Breath, Sacrifice. That's those whole first.
I was having a good time.
It's just super high pace, but
then it got
once you hit into Out of Time, the second half. I've always seen the album as like, I love the first half. The second half is a mixed bag. So I definitely feel that, like, personally, like Out of Time, Is There Someone Else, those ones, and then like less than Zero. Those are pretty much the only ones in the second half that I go back to. But I still think that like overall as a project, like the more I went back to it, I really just enjoy it overall. Even though there's a few, like the Tyler one is okay to me. The Lil Wayne one I don't really care about. The Don't Break My Heart is just, I don't go back to that. Even like Every Angel Is Terrifying, like funny track to listen to now, but you know, there's nothing to revisit there, like the advertisement type. But still, I think that like the songs that are good are like some of his best, you know, like really good. Like, I mean, even you were enjoying it way more than the last one.
Yeah, overall. I guess that's the thing, is like I'm just not sure about him as an artist. You know, is he tongue in cheek? Is he trying to bring pop back to the masses? Was he trying to bring disco back to everybody? Is it just, hey, just listen to it for the sake of listening to it, don't try to read too much into it? But if that's the case, then why go into the heavy makeup and have Jim Carrey narrate throughout? There was a meaning to it all, intentional or otherwise, that ended up in a very, very beautiful. I don't know who wrote it. If he wrote it,
yeah, it was him.
I mean, that's a tremendous thing
great.
to read again. I would read that again. I made myself question my review. Now I'm going to have to say again. Let's say, for example, that this is the new Michael. If this was the new Michael, I'd have to say to myself, okay, if I like that, and it literally gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
And I found maybe one or two on some other, like, this may be a guy just worth sticking with to see what what comes next.
And like every single one we've been saying, probably more lately than usual, is that, you know, the re-listens definitely changes things. Like, for example, Gasoline was a track that you weren't feeling the first time, neither was I. But a bit
morbid.
But the more I go back, like, you know, it's just one of those things. Like you said, there's things that hook you, and then as you go back, I think there's more to be like, okay. I think a lot of fans too, well, with After Hours, a lot of people were agreeing with you, saying like, yeah, same thing, like saying, yeah, this is very different for him. I wasn't feeling it at first. It was kind of the same with this album. I remember a lot of people saying like, there's so many different sounds on here. I don't know how I feel, but this one for me over like the course of the year, since it's been like a full year now, it's grown on me a lot. Like I really love it now.
The ones that had the little ending parts of the radio snippet, or even just Quincy Jones talking about looking back, that all made sense.
Yeah.
You know, but some of those others,
It gets a little shaky in the back half.
but you know, that's
improvement on After Hours.
artist prerogative. He can, you know, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
It's not for, you know, he's not doing it to really. That's one thing I think is important to remember, right? Not to say if I wasn't on the subway and I saw somebody reading an article about it, or I could hear it in their headphones, I would now have a reason to engage,
Spark something up
where I wouldn't
Yeah.
have before. So
Yeah.
that to me is what I love about this.
Getting brought into it, like to the loop at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
know what it
my
is.
son just recently
Yeah.
introduced me to that, and you know.
But thank you as always for listening.
Yeah. I needed some music today.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week with a new album and new video. Peace. Cuba, say hi. What's this? Can you say hi? Say something to the people? Can I clickbait you?